Again, this is the second recording, which is or live, that I am going to talk about the same text that I have covered earlier. This time, I'm going to talk about the second paragraph. I'm going to read it for you and see what it is all about, and also at the same time see whether we can get some more information about how to translate into English. I'm just going to show you the second piece here. وكانت الدول النامية والصغيرة من أكثر الدول حاجة وتحمسا لهذه النظرة العريضة نحو إرساء أسس سياسة العلم، ذلك أن مواردها القليلة وإمكانياتها العلمية المحدودة وتخلفها النسبي لا يترك لها أي مجال للاختيار فيما عدا تخطيط نشاطها العلمي من أجل أهدافها في التنمية العاجلة والآجلة معا. وبذلك أصبحت سياسة العلم بمثابة حصيلة تدابير التشريعية والتنفيذية. And I discussed التشريعية والتنفيذية في الفيديو السابق التي تتخذها الدولة لتنظيم الإمكانات القومية المتاحة في مجال العلم والتكنولوجيا. التكنولوجيا يعني ممكن تكون الأفضل التقنية بالعربية، ذريتها واستخدامها بما يكفل بلوغها غايتها في التنمية الشاملة ولدعم مركزها العلمي. Again, here we have seen as how it is really been looked at, the text. I will actually see that when I'm translating this, وكانت الدول النامية والصغيرة. النامية means, of course, not, of course, النمو, growing. But of course, the word النامية, we came across the word developing and development as well. التنمية. There's التنمية والنامية. But here, of course, الدول النامية, in context, we choose the word developing countries. And sometimes they call them the third world, which is first world and second world, and this is the third world. وكانت الدول النامية والصغيرة من أكثر الدول حاجة وتحمسا. It's the most in need of and most enthusiastic لهذه النظرة العريضة, this wide view نحو إرساء أسس سياسة العلم, towards establishing the foundations of the policy of science. ذلك أن مواردها القليلة وإمكاناتها العلمية المحدودة وتخلفها النسبي, because its limited resources and its capacities, or scientific capacities are limited, and also relative backwardness, تخلف, because تخلف is backwardness. لا يترك لها أي مجال للاختيار. will not leave her any choice but, leave her with no choice but. So you see, let me just show you the text here. So when I'm translating, you're looking at the text and not only on me. لا يترك لها أي مجال الاختيار, will not leave her any choice. Okay, فيما عدا تخطيط نشاطها, except for the planning of its scientific activity. Okay, activity من أجل أهدافها في التنمية, in order to achieve its goals. You see the word achieve? We have added the word achieve, even though it's not there in the original أجل أهدافها. Achieve its goals في التنمية العاجلة والآجلة, in the immediate and long term, in the short term and long term development at the same time. معا. وبذلك أصبحت سياسة العلم بمثابة حصيلة التدابير. Therefore, the policy of science has become the outcome of executive and legislative arrangements, تدابير, or measures, which the state, الدولة, which the state takes to organize its national its national capabilities المتاحة available in the field of science and technology. إذا لتنظيم الإمكانيات وذريتها. See, this is also related to تنظيم ذريتها, and to organize or to plan its population rate, and also واستخدامها, and to the use of such capabilities بما يكفل بلوغها غايتها, which will guarantee, which will secure or ascertain her to reach its غاياتها, its aims, its aims of comprehensive development ولدعم مركزها العلمي, and to support its العالمي, here its international position, مركزها, position. Here of course مكانتها أو مركزها العلمي. I think this way you can see how the different words here that we've seen, how I looked at some words like the word العلمي, العالمي of course, the word العالمي. Will I say international, مركزها العالمي, or مركزها العالمي global or international? Which one I should decide? This depends on really, as I said, the context, text and context. And as Julian House has said, or Julian House has said, that you need to consider the situational dimensions, or functional dimensional component as well in the text. And these are all related to not only the lexical and syntactic means, but also to the textual as well means. Textual means are also important in the translation. Textual means are the means that are used in order to understand the overall cohesion. It makes strong cohesion in the text. Of course, I have actually not prepared this text, translated this text before, so therefore I am just giving you a sort of immediate or impromptu kind of translation, straight away off the cuff, or without actually preparing it beforehand. But that gives you an idea that in translation, of course, this kind of text is not a literary text, and therefore there is no idiomatic language used here. There's no idiomatic language. Therefore, the overt translation, as House calls it, will be used. Overt in the sense that it's not addressing only the source audience, source language audience, but also it can go beyond to include the globally, and not necessarily the audience, the source text audience. So therefore, overt translation can be used here, and not covert. And of course, the dynamic or functional equivalence in the covert translation is actually useful only in the idiomatic language that's been used. Most of the time, idiomatic language is used in literary texts. Scientific texts, or most of them that are factual in a way, or argumentative texts, they tend to be not to be covert, but overt. But of course, this covert and overt translation approaches that are spoken by House are interesting, and you might actually find them useful to you if you read her book in 2015, which is a refined model of translation assessment, quality assessment. I hope that you've learned something from this paragraph that I've translated for you. I will, in the next session, try to do another paragraph so that I can finish the whole piece for you. And of course, this is a tentative or preliminary kind of translation that I've given you live without having to prepare it beforehand. Just confidence, building your confidence in translation is extremely important, and not doubting every word. You're not sure of every word. Do not put two words for one word, like the word global and international. مركزي العالمي, you can always say it's internationally, its position internationally. Thank you.